to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
And a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. This is Trending News with me, Nausina Lima. Now, the relationship between Christianity and politics is historically complex. And one would ask, can church leaders get into politics and the other way around? That story is making headlines at this hour, trending across social media. We have that story for you and so much more on Trending News today. But first, let's take a look at the highlights.
The news headlines in association with
Abby, your 24/7 digital personal banker. Another digital innovation that gets things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Ahead on Trending News today, the work of the clergy should be in the church doing evangelism. ACK Archbishop Jackson Olesapit bars the clergy from visiting politicians' homes. A sense of normalcy resumes in Laikipia as Inspector General Hilary Mutyambai says that bandits have been flushed out in the affected areas. We tell you how NHIF loses 10 billion shillings every year through fraudulent claims.
Right, the hashtag is Trending News at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. And you can use the SMS number 20374 to engage with me, connect with me. What's trending where you are at this hour? Talk to me. And the bulletin begins now. Anglican Church of Kenya Archbishop Jackson Olesapit has today barred the clergy from visiting politicians' homes. At the same time, the Catholic Church has also banned politicians from addressing faithfuls. This comes a day after ODM leader Raila Odinga and his Amani National Congress counterpart Musalia Mudavadi were yesterday denied a chance to address the congregation during a church event in Butere, Kakamega County.
In what seems to be a growing conflict between men of the cloth and the political class, ACK Archbishop Sapit has said the duty of the clergy should be in the church evangelizing and not going to politicians' homes to be given a political direction. His remarks come a day after he barred politicians from speaking during a church service in Butere on Sunday, where he presided over the consecration of the first female bishop of the Anglican Church, Reverend Rose Okeno. Politicians in attendance at the service included former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, Ford Kenya leader Moses Wetangula, and Kotu boss Francis Atwoli, among others.
Today, in the Anglican Church of Kenya, we are shifting gear. You all remember I once said there will be no announcement of donations brought to our churches. And these days we don't announce. They will come and worship with us. They will give quietly, and that is it, like everybody else. In the recent past, we have also seen the church is becoming now the battleground for political expediency, and the church is no longer identified as a place of worship, and the media is not helping us in this respect, because whenever a sermon is given, they don't air it. They air political statements given in the church. And from today onward, nimepiga marufuku wanasiasa kuzungumza ndani ya kanisa Anglikana.
The Catholic Church this morning barred politicians from attending church services with the intention of addressing the public on political issues and running campaigns within the service. The two denominations have categorically said the church is a place of worship, spiritual nourishment, and the sole purpose of gathering on Sundays and any other worship day is to worship God. Sapit accused politicians of using the opportunity they are given to speak in churches to attack their opponents, which makes the church less conducive for spiritual nourishment. The Archbishop added that the move to deny politicians present in Butere the chance to speak was intentional, and it will be the case in every church he will visit going forward. As the 2022 elections are fast approaching, political leaders have taken an interest in the church, a platform that is said to be preferred given the diversity and numerous numbers. Nancy Nalima, Look Up TV.
Right, and moving on, the ODM leader Raila Odinga has taken his Azimio la Umoja campaigns to the Maa community. He will be coming, he has been in Kajiado County in quest for the country's peace and unity ahead of his declaration to gun the country's top seat. Raila, who was joined by Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho and Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, and have taken the campaigns today that were launched in Nakuru on August 17th. The ODM leaders have been hosted by Kajiado Governor Joseph Ole Lenku, among other leaders from the community.
Masikia watu wengine sasa wanapiga ile ngoma ya vita. Hatutaki vita. Tunataka amani katika taifa letu. Wakenya wanataka amani katika taifa lao. Ama sivyo? Shetani na unafiki. Sisi hatutaki vile maneno ya hasira na matusi. Wewe kijana, heshimu wale ambao ni wazee wako. Heshimu watoto. Heshimu akina mama. Unakwenda kulaumu mama ambaye hana hatia. Mama anaweza kuwa nyanya yako. Wewe unatoka kule unaongea kama mtu ambaye sio ni wazimu. Na wewe ni mtu anatakana iwe the honorable member of parliament. Hiyo ni iko kini honorable. If a honorable member behaves dishonorable, it is horrible. So tunalaani wale ambao wanalaumu watu ambao inatakana wapewe heshima katika taifa letu.
Hatutafuti msaada. Let it be known. Watu wanakuja hapa, wanaweka watu kwa maholi, wakiwaambia vile watakavyofanya. We are looking for partnership so that we solve our own problems from within. Tuingie hapo ndani, tutatue shida zetu tukiwa sisi wenyewe hapo ndani. You know? Watu wanaongea hapa story mingi tu. Some people have the audacity of even saying ati Taita Taveta ni hustler nation. Hati hapa tena wakauliza Joho yuko wapi, Ruto anasijua nafanya nini. My friend, this region is solid and sealed. Wageni wataingia watatoka, but let me assure you, you are not the first. Kulikuwa na wengine zamani, lakini when push comes to shove, we know what we need to do, my friend. Na alafu sisi ni werevu, tumeamka. Sio wale wa zamani. We will not be the menu. We will not be what you eat on the table. We will eat with you, my friend. Ukikaa meza hiyo, tunakaa meza hii. Kuku ikija kamili, unakata nusu, tunakata nusu. Ugali ikija, unachukua robo, tunachukua robo. Si namna hiyo? Sio uje hapa utuambie utatufanyia, tutafanya wenyewe. Alafu mimi naangalia watu wanazungumza. Today I just saw a tweet, somebody saying the nation is not about an individual, it's a movement. Let me tell you, first of all, find your own time to go and define the word hustler. Kwanza.
Right, now we change gears to matters health. The National Health Insurance Fund, NHIF, loses 10 billion shillings every year through fraudulent claims. The NHIF CEO, Dr. Kamunyo, now decrying that well-deserving Kenyans miss out on good health care due to schemes. According to the NHIF CEO, Peter Kamunyo, the funds are lost through impersonation and fictitious claims by public and private hospitals, thus denying millions of deserving Kenyans quality health care. Dr. Kamunyo revealed that they had discovered the fake claims by looking at some trends. The NHIF boss noted that out of 61 billion shillings collected from the formal and informal sector and sponsored members in the last financial year, more than 91% was paid out to claims from the hospitals across the country, amounting to 54 billion shillings.
The news headlines.
And moving on, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has today summoned executive board members of troubled electricity distributor Kenya Power to record statements over fresh procurement scandal that has rocked the utility company. David Kasembeli with more.
Dated September 10th to the Kenya Power Board Chair Vivian Yeda, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC boss Twalib Mbarak wants Yeda alongside 8 others to appear before its officers between Tuesday and Thursday this week. The letter further states that the commission is investigating allegations of interference in procurement process by the board of directors. Twalib Mbarak, through the letter, says that to progress with the investigation, the company should facilitate members of the board of directors to appear before the investigators at the Integrity Center offices for interview and statement recording. Besides Ms. Yeda, the other board members summoned include Engineer Abdul Rak Ali, Caroline Kitoni, Njoroge Muhu, Elizabeth Rogo, Cairo Dhuo, Mr. Sanchen Gudka, Isaac Kiva, and Humphrey Muhu. The summons come weeks after the board pushed out the utilities chief executive officer Bernard Ngugi before the end of his term after a stormy board meeting in August. Mr. Ngugi was the 4th CEO whose tenure has been cut short at the company in the past 4 years as the parastatal hopped from one scandal to another. The Employment and Labor Relations Court in November 2020 dismissed a petition to remove Mr. Ngugi from office due to integrity issues relating to the procurement and transformers when he was the general manager for supply chain. Kenya Power has been bogged down by several procurement scandals in recent years, ranging from fault meters to overpriced transformers, billing and power token scams. The most recent procurement scandal to erupt at the utility company involved single sourcing of a public relations company. After Vivian Yeda took over the board last November, she promised to initiate changes to clean the mess left by her predecessors. Yeda, who served as the Director General of East African Bank before her appointment to the Kenya Power Board, said that the company's previous scandals were enabled by lack of institutional controls. This comes at a time when the company is in a deep financial crisis and is unable to meet its obligations as it walks down a dangerous path of insolvency. A Treasury document notes that over the past 5 years, Kenya Power has experienced a general decline in financial performance driven by increasing costs and constrained growth in demand for electricity. David Kasembeli, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, David Kasembeli, for that report. And Stephanie Thayer says, watching from Air Center. Thank you, Stephanie. Keep it Lookup TV. Cecilia Lubanga says, watching from Kengemi. I hope residents of Laikipia will be able to find peace and embark on their normal life. And says politicians should just draw the line between campaigning and going to church to serve God. Joy Mark says, all in all, let peace prevail. Kenya is bigger than any of us. I believe this is following the calm seemingly now at Laikipia. and he's watching from Kiambu. Thank you so much, Joy Mac, for tuning in. And really glad he's saying she is watching from Amboseli. Where are you watching us from? What is trending? Wherever you are at this time, talk to me. The SMS number is 20374. We take a very short break here on Trending News, but there's so much more on the other side of the break.
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile. And having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
Please make those payments and take dinner out the freezer. Enjoy your day off.
Hey.
How was your day?
Great.
Did you pay the bills?
Abby did it.
And the plumber?
Abby did it.
Send money to your mom?
Abby did it.
Who's Abby?
Bank on WhatsApp with Abby, your 24/7 digital personal banker. Another digital innovation that gets things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Did you take dinner out the freezer?
Welcome to Look Up Guest House Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable, and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707. Want to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv. Career Guide.
Don't let anyone tell you what choice is best for you. Ignore those who say, pick this field because it has lots of opportunities right now, or you will make loads of money, so it doesn't matter if you hate your job, or I like this career and therefore you will too. Although they may be well-meaning, these statements are among the many myths about career choices.
Career Guide. Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. The hashtag is trending news. I am sampling some of your feedback that I will be reading at the tail end of this bulletin. Let's continue. Kenyans are likely to pay more fare to use the Nairobi Expressway that is still under construction. This follows a report by Chinese firm that is running the construction project for the elevated expressway, indicating that the cost of construction has gone up by 7 billion Kenyan shillings. Motorists will have to pay between 100 Kenyan shillings and 1,550 Kenyan shillings to use the highway, depending on the size of the vehicles. Calvin Kodalo has more on that story.
In regulatory filings to the Chinese government, the Chinese Construction and Communication Company has indicated that the cost for the construction of Nairobi Expressway has increased by 7.6 billion shillings. The cost increased from the 65.2 billion shillings that was in the initial budget by the Kenya National Highways Authority. The addition in cost is likely to have implications for Kenyans who will be using the 27-kilometer toll road that provides a bypass from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to a section of the Nairobi-Limuru Road in Kiambu County. Motorists who will use the highway once it is ready will pay toll fees as a way to pay a loan taken by the government for its construction. According to the contract between the government of Kenya and the Chinese national firms in charge of the project, the toll fees will be paid for a period of 27 years. It is currently estimated that when the road will be completed, motorists will have to pay between 100 Kenya shillings and 1,550 Kenya shillings, depending on the size of the vehicle and the length of a motorist's trip. In addition to that, the increase in the project budget is also predicted to lead to an extension of the period where Kenyans will pay these expenditure fees and may go beyond the 27 years as currently indicated in the contract. According to the Kenya National Highways Authority, the road construction progress stands at 57%, and the government agency expects the road will be ready for use in June 2022. Calvin Kodalo, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Calvin, for that report. Now, the Treasury has today vowed to push for the reintroduction of the excise duty on betting at a rate of 20% of the amount staked. This move is aimed at curbing the rise of gaming addiction among the youth. David Kasembele with more.
Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani has today said that the ministry will propose an increase of the tax from the current 7.5% in the next financial year in what is likely to spark off hostilities with the parliament and the betting firms. Parliament in June rejected Treasury's proposals of a 20% excise tax on betting stakes and allowed it to 7.5% on grounds that the tax regime on betting is too punitive and has to put off investors. But Mr. Yatani expressed displeasure with the lawmakers, saying that failure to approve the 20% tax has encouraged betting amid concerns from the state that the gaming addiction has entrapped youth into debts. Yatani added that they as a ministry are not very pleased with what Parliament did, and therefore the ministry will make another attempt through the financial bill. The changes were contained in the Finance Act 2021 that took effect from July 1st. The reduction of the excise tax is a win to gamblers but derails efforts by the Kenya Revenue Authority to raise more from the multi-billion industry that has grown over the years due to the gaming craze for popular sports like football. Excise tax on betting stakes was introduced in 2019 but was removed in July last year through amendments to the Finance Act 2020 following lobbying by the betting firms. David Kasembeli, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, David Kasembeli, for that report. And just to sample some of your feedback, Cecilia Libanga says, I pray that calm will continue to prevail in Laikipia. And of course, Joy Mark again says he's watching from Kiambu. And Nelly Gladys says that the Treasury indeed should put a curb on the addiction that very many youth are addicted to gaming, wasting a lot of their time, the whole day actually, on gaming activities. And so that is in order. And now moving on, Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai today stated that the Ministry of Security will continue to engage community leaders and local stakeholders to encourage them to participate in peace and security initiatives. This comes after he announced that bandits who have been terrorizing residents around Olmoran town in Laikipia County have been flushed out.
6 days after a National Security Council meeting chaired by President Uhuru Kenyatta declared Laikipia Nature Conservancy and its surrounding areas a disturbed area, a sense of calm has returned even though bandits have not stopped unleashing terror in the area. According to the Laikipia Nature Conservancy, farmers in neighboring communities have for a long time endured weekly livestock raids by armed bandits leading to serious injuries and sometimes deaths. According to residents in the area, the bandits have been operating from within the Laikipia Nature Conservancy, where they have 3 of their hideouts. The bandits who do their raids in the night have also engaged security officers in attacks, torching police buildings. According to a statement by Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i last week, the area had experienced a spate of cattle rustling attacks that was brought about by competition for water and pasture. Security agencies also indicated that the increasing violence is a result of incitement by politicians ahead of the upcoming general elections in 2022. One day following the beginning of the security operation in the area, police arrested 2 prominent politicians for alleged involvement in the violence. The 2, former Laikipia North Member of Parliament Matthew Lempurkel and current Tiaty MP William Kamket, were charged with hate speech and incitement. In both cases, they were released with the court citing insufficient evidence to warrant their continued arrest. On Friday, Mr. Matiang'i visited the area where he announced the creation of a security division in Olmoran, which he said will have enough officers to patrol the surrounding areas. He also announced a training base for elite police units. Finally, he instructed schools that had been closed because of the insecurity to reopen tomorrow with police to provide security. Even as he said that, bandits had torched 8 homes in Dam Samaki area the previous night. Calvin Kodalo, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Calvin Kodalo, for that report. And that brings us to a close here on Trending News. But at this moment, I'll be taking a look at what's trending across social. It is not trending news for no reason. And I'll take a look at the hashtag Expressway. Ahmed Nasser says, I won't be surprised if the government makes it compulsory for government and state corporations vehicles to use the Uhuru Expressway daily, including weekends, so that the returns to the Chinese and the local partners is very high. This is, of course, following the increase of the cost to use the expressway. Kenyans will be forced to pay somewhere between 100 and 1,550 shillings to use the expressway that will be from Lolongo to all the way to Westlands. And Nairobi Expressway is going to cost more, the Chinese firm says. And just to sample some more of your feedback, Ruben Mwangi says, I'm looking for an economic appraisal of the Nairobi Expressway project. Something similar to this one for the Thika Superhighway, but now for the expressway. Of course, a lot of reactions, a lot of people reacting to that move that it will now cost more for motorists who are going to be using the expressway. And Jessica says, I don't know why people are making a fuss, a big deal out of the expressway. It's coming to help a lot of Kenyans. Those are her sentiments right there. And of course, this is the least we expect to see below the Nairobi Expressway. Safe and continuous cycle tracks. That is by Dorothy Pendo. And just to sample maybe a few more, 2 or so, Marimu Mutemi Wakiama says, Kenyans are expected to pay more depending on the size of vehicle and distance covered. The toll charges will be dollar-based to cushion the Chinese operator from exchange rate losses. And just to read one more, Jibril of Sudan says, now the expressway is going to be a hard task and a lot of expense dealt on Kenyans. Those are his views right there, Jibril. And on that note, that is where we conclude Trending News here with me, Nancy Nalima. But do stay with Lookup TV for subsequent bulletins and very interesting programming at 7 p.m. Tariff with Lamek Aungo, and 9 p.m. today being a Monday, Bottom Line KE with Eugene Anangwe. Have yourselves a pleasant evening and keep it Lookup TV.
Like, Follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. Want to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv. We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to views@look-up.tv. We can't wait to hear from you.